Hello, it's Andrew Eborn here for another edition of Love on Lockdown. Join me after this break for more singletons looking for love. See you soon.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go indeed. Welcome on line 7. It's Linda. Where are you calling from, Linda?
I'm calling from East London, actually.
Ah, we love East London. Which part?
In East Ham, not too far from Stratford, Westfield.
Ah, right. And how's that at the moment in lockdown?
Yeah, it's fine, actually, because I've been busy. I'm not one to, get bored and moan about it. I just literally see it as a massive holiday at the moment for me because I actually work quite hard. So to me, this is a huge holiday. And plus, to obviously manage my time, I have actually been studying.
What are
So
you studying?
Well, something completely different to what I'm actually working in, but I'm actually studying dementia care.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes,
And
yes.
what got you involved with that?
Personal, because my father's got the beginning of it. So I thought I'd like to try and learn a bit more about it. And then obviously once I've finished, hung up my acting and singing boots, then I could possibly work in care homes to help those who need it.
And where's your father at the moment?
He's here. He's, well, not sat next to me, but...
So you've been locked down together, which is at least something, isn't it?
And my mum, and my mother as well. So we're all locked down together. So it's nice. It's nice because I realised that I hadn't actually spent as much time with them as I should have been. So we've not only kind of like caught up with things, but we've talked a lot more and we've laughed a lot more, which has been really, really nice.
Oh, it's brilliant. I think what everybody needs is a common enemy to unify people, don't they?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I do feel for those who are actually on their own, who are self-isolating on their own alone. So it must be quite challenging for them in terms of like staying connected with people. I know that we've got social media, we've got, phones and text messaging and, emails and stuff. But when you're actually alone, it's quite different.
Right. And tell us, you mentioned about your normal job. What is your normal job?
My normal job is I'm a singer and an actress.
Okay,
So,
very good. Where do you normally sing?
At the O2 in Mamma Mia the Party.
Ah, fantastic.
Please don't ask me to sing.
Is that what you come out when you come out and say hello to the audience? Please don't ask me to sing.
No.
Tell me about Mamma Mia the Party. How does that work?
Oh, Mamma Mia the Party is an immersive dining experience. So basically, it's the story of Mamma Mia. The boy meets girl, and they fall in love eventually. But it's actually a 4-course dining experience. So within that is a show, like a musical theatre show, and then right at the end is a huge disco for everyone to enjoy themselves and have a good old boogie if they want to. If they don't and they've just enjoyed everything anyway, then they're more than welcome to kind of like just leave the building. But that's how it is.
Oh, brilliant. And what role do you play? Is everybody given a particular role, or you just sing all the songs?
A bit of yes to both, actually. I play a role called Debbie. I play the chef, and she's kind of kooky, a bit crazy, and she's a lot of fun as well. And I sing about 3 or 4 big numbers in the show, which has been like really lovely since last year, since June, July of last year. I've been doing the show there. So we're all kind of like really itching to go back and just carry on, doing a great show, really. So, and lots of people have been asking me, when are you guys going to be going back? When are you going to be reopening? Because we want to come back and see you guys. So it's been quite, we miss everyone as well. So, that's another thing.
And it must be really tough. I know lots of people in the profession who basically have nothing to do and they're not getting money in either. So how are you coping with that?
I know. Well, we've actually been quite lucky because we've been furloughed. So we have been very, very lucky in the sense that it's just literally a case of waiting to find out when we can actually go back. There is a bit of a kind of like imbalance though, because obviously we are a theatrical show, but yet we are a fully fledged, fully operational restaurant. So when the restaurants reopen, does that mean that we can go back? And when the theatres reopen, does that mean that we can go back when the theatres reopen? Double-edged sword in a sense that because we're kind of like combined with everything. So it's just literally a waiting game to sort of like find out what's going to be happening. And it's been, like I said, it's been tough because obviously we've all missed each other and we've all missed the show incredibly, because it's just so much fun.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
it's a fantastic show. I've heard lots of great things about the dining experience as well. So I'll have to
you mean to
sample
tell me
that.
that you've not come to see it yet,
I
Andrew?
haven't. I will come along and see you, which will be
Shocking!
superb. It'll be an absolute joy. But so what? I mean, and in terms of artistically, because a lot of people that I know are basically at home. They're all furloughed at the moment in the
Yeah.
profession, but they're doing online shows and things like that. Are you involved with any of that sort of side?
Um, you know what? Funny enough, that doesn't really appeal to me. I love to perform. However, I just find that it doesn't kind of like appeal to me. I'd rather perform physically in front of people. I
Right.
know that people can be watching online and things like that, and they're connecting via lots of mainstream theatrical companies, production houses that are putting on shows for people to watch, musical theatre, plays and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I have actually been asked to do a couple of things, but it just doesn't interest me whatsoever
What
because,
sort of things have you been asked to do?
well, just to get involved in like singing at like a theatre cafe, but obviously it would have meant that I would have had to sing from my living room on a backing track, and I don't know. To me, it's just the live experience is more of a buzz. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to sound a little bit contradictory because sometimes when I do Instagram lives, I do burst out into song, but it's something that I I enjoy singing, but it's like it's a whole kind of, it's a regimented thing. You have to learn the material, have the backing tracks ready, rehearse. It's literally a job. And I want to kind of like retain that fun element. And don't get me wrong, there's many out there who do. They love it. They eat it, breathe it, sleep it, drink it, everything. But for me, I'm more of a, I
You
have to
want to
be
be
like,
with the real person. And that brings me on to the other thing about love on lockdown, because obviously you love a live audience. Love on lockdowns, particularly difficult, isn't it?
it's been an absolute nightmare. And the funny thing is, as much as I'm sort of doing my studies, um, it's kind of like been very interesting because obviously, like I was saying in the email, that you get talking to people, and obviously, Andrew, I don't know where this is actually going to be going. If it's going
Oh,
out
for the
live.
world. The world is now looking at you, Linda, and saying, who is this person in East Ham? What does she want? We'd love to come and see her in Mamma Mia. The world is watching you, Linda.
But the thing is, I find it quite interesting. Like I said in the email, I actually joined about 3 dating apps, and I'm not going to name them because obviously it's free advertising for them. But 2 of them, like I said, I've already left. But I find there's like a pattern of when you talk to or end up introducing yourself to guys, and then you get a little bit of banter flowing, which is good because obviously I've got a lot of banter going
A
on.
lot of banter.
Yeah, it's all about the banter. And that's what they ask for in their profile. So obviously you give them a bit of banter, and then obviously the next phase is they send you private messages and on the actual app itself. And then the next phase after that is, WhatsApp messages. And then the phase after that is a phone call. But what I found is that a lot of guys, they're absolutely petrified of making a phone call. I don't know what it is. And I don't know what it is. I can't figure that out because obviously you've gone through different stages to talk to this person. You've actually said, oh, how much you really like them. Oh, let me just turn my phone off.
They're phoning you now saying how much they like you. That's what they want.
I'll be so lucky. And 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 then like I said, it's different stages that you actually spend the time to go through. And then when it gets to sort of like the crunch time, as in making a phone call to say, hi, Linda, how you doing? I just thought I'd phone you. Da, da, da. It's a huge thing. And I'm so baffled and mystified by that because I just think, how can you be texting all the time? Have a physical conversation with someone just to maybe hear what they sound like. I don't think I sound that bad. Like talking to people on the phone. I mind my P's and Q's. I don't swear or anything like that. And I'm very polite. And most of the time they say, oh, you sound really nice. I think they kind of think, oh, she's from East London, so she's going to talk like that. You know what I mean? And I don't. So I can put it on if I want to, but most of the time I don't.
No, but it is extraordinary, Linda, isn't it? Because the more means, I always say, the more means of communication there are, the less people are able to communicate.
Absolutely, this is it. And I just think, what are they frightened of? And obviously, we can't go out. We can't meet up for a coffee. We can't go out for a meal because of the current climate and situation. So that's understandable. But have conversations on the phone. That's as far as we can go at the moment. If you want to send me pictures, some guys have actually sent me pictures of their flat, their homes, their dog, or cats.
Do you like pets? Do you like pets?
I love pets. I really want to have a dog one day, but it's just like, it doesn't, when it gets to that point where the phone call doesn't happen, I just think, really? You can't, what's stopping you from making that further connection with someone who's actually a nice person? You're talking to a nice person. Or on the flip side, when I get to speak to someone, I think, oh, he's nice, good looking, seems as if he's got a good job or whatever. He just sounds awful. He just sounds completely illiterate.
Right.
And just awful, like either really dull. I know everyone's got a different personality. I'm not saying that everyone's got to be as bubbly as me. But I just think there's no va-va-voom there. And half the time they're trying to sort of put on a persona and not really being themselves for fear of the person saying, do you know what? Thanks, but no thanks, darling. I'll see you later.
Right. So tell us about your worst date then. What's the worst experience you've had?
The worst experience I've had, of going on a date?
Yeah.
I've had two actually, and I'll be very quick. The first experience is when I actually met someone for lunch, and he took me to a pub, and he literally hoovered his lunch down. Okay. as if it was gonna run away. And that was the most vilest visible experience I've ever witnessed of someone eating their food as if it was going to run away. And the second worst was when I actually went out with someone on another lunchtime date. We just went for a drink, didn't have anything to eat, because obviously when you meet someone for lunch or dinner,
all up. There's nothing left by the sounds of it.
But if you do meet somebody, I think what people have to realize is when you do meet someone for lunch or dinner, you're stuck there. So you've got to have that meal, and then obviously split it two ways. Or if the gentleman is a gentleman and wants to pay for it, then that's great. But if you just go for a drink or a coffee, you can leave after like 10 or 15 minutes. The options are there. So guys and girls, don't stick yourselves straight into lunch or dinner, because then obviously if you don't like them, you're going to be stuck with them, and then you've got to finish your lunch.
So you were this guy for a drink. What happened?
So the other guy, he took me out for a lunch. I don't think we actually had that much, but I think it was just literally like a drink or something. And after the lunch, he actually took me round to see his mother and his son, 7-year-old son, straight away.
Good heavens.
And I literally said something much worse, but I just thought, you know what? I just thought, what is going on here? And then I just thought, I said to him, I'm so sorry, but I just can't. You don't do that kind of thing in terms of meeting somebody. You get to know the person. And sometimes I find that you've got to really break it down to guys. And I just said, I didn't actually go any further with that guy who introduced me to his son and his mother on the same day. No, that's not happening.
Well, the good news is, Linda, we have that man here today on the other line. Reunited at last, which is going to be good. So tell us, who would your perfect partner be? What would you see in your perfect partner? How would you describe them?
I would say that he would be confident. Confidence is very attractive in both a man and a woman. Confident, not arrogant, but confident. He's self-assured, and he's spontaneous. He does love to have a laugh, even at himself, because I always laugh at myself and my madness, because I'm not always the brightest spark. But I admit to that, I hold my hands up to that. and just someone who loves life, literally, because there's so much that is going on at the moment, and it's made me reflect about what I want to do with my life, and I don't want to spend the rest of my life being second best or second fiddle to someone else. And it's having that work. So in terms of the guy, just have a laugh, likes cooking or going out for meals, going to the theatre, all the general stuff. Everybody says the same thing that I've noticed in dating apps. Everybody wants the same thing. They like to cook, they like to go out, they like to travel, they go skiing. All the guys that I've actually seen online that have gone skiing, Michael, do you know how much it is to go skiing? It's not, it's not cheap.
That's why they've got no food at home. That's why they hoover up the meals when they go out with you.
I'm telling you, they're just somebody who's just like down to earth. They've, they're they've got, the material things, like, yeah, they've got your own home, or, your own flat, or you've got your own job, a good job, blah, blah, blah. Because I've been down that road in terms of looking after people. I have, I've looked after people and I've helped them out, supported them. And I just think, no, it's my turn now.
Oh, good for you. Linda, it's been an absolute joy having you here on Love on Lockdown. Just to finish with, in three words, how would you describe yourself?
I would actually say that I am.
Or allow a hyphen if you want, down to earth. I mean, that's okay. That can count as one word rather than your three.
No. I'd say that I'm warm, I'm bubbly, and outgoing. And just genuine as well. That's the fourth one.
I think you're going for the bonus as well. Warm, genuine. Fantastic. Linda, thank you so much. Bye. So that was Linda from East Ham. Fantastic. What a great character. If you're interested in dating Linda, send me an email at lol, L-O-L, at octopustv.com. That's lol at octopustv.com. Also, if you'd like to take part yourself in Love on Lockdown, do let me know. Come and talk about your experiences, and maybe we could find the love of your life. But for now, I've been Andrew Eborn. You've been great. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.